turned on. Hello, hello, friends. Oops. Hey, there you go. Let's bring this back over here. Hello, friends. Let's try this again. My microphone wasn't on. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. If you are joining me live or even watching the replay, just drop a little hello or hi, or let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments. I love to see where you're tuning in from. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Amanda. I think there's sound now. Let me know if there is sound now. So just let me know for a second. I didn't have my microphone on for a second and realized it. So if someone can confirm that they can hear me. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kim. Hey, Juanita. Now that I know it's you. Oh, thank you, Tara. Okay, there's sound now. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I got the curlies going on. It's been raining. And so when it rains, it's just easier to have curly hair. So awesome. Hello, Karen and Kim. Awesome. So many fun faces and names in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're new here, my name is Jennifer Hill with One Crafty Sister, and I come here each Tuesday night to share one or a few projects. It just depends on what I'm showing off. If it's a little more complicated, it might be one. I'm not the fastest stamper, so some people can like make 5 cards in an hour. That's not me. That's not me. So I like to try to share things that help inspire you to use the stuff that you might be hoarding in your craft room with no judgment at all, because as you can see, I got my own hoard here. So no judgment at all. But tonight I'm going to share 3 cards with you that are perfect layouts, and I would consider them really easy and quick and simple layouts to use to feature your patterned papers, or what we call in Stampin' Up! Designer series papers. So yeah, that's what I'm going to share with you tonight. But before we do that, a couple things. Number one, today was my 11th anniversary on Facebook on my business page. I'm like, wow, who knew I was 11 years old on Facebook under One Crafty Sister. So that was kind of fun. And so thank you for those of you who follow me, and for those who have, some of you may have followed me since the very beginning, 11 years ago. I don't know. It's possible. But I love when I get to see names year after year. And soon I'll be celebrating my 13th Stampiversary, or my kind of 13th birthday with Stampin' Up! And I'm trying to decide what kind of celebration to have. So I was thinking, oh, I got fun projects back here that I can't have y'all seeing. Whew, I gotta be careful. That's something special for something else. But I want to do a fun like 13 video series for my 13th birthday. So I was thinking today, like, what would be fun? So would it be fun to do 13 birthday cards, or 13 fun fold projects for all the fun I've had in 13 years, or like find 13 past projects that I really loved that I made and redo them for today? So I'm just kind of curious, kind of type in the comments. Those are 3. I have some other ideas, but of those 3, like 13 birthday projects to celebrate 13 years, 13 fun folds for all the fun that I've had in 13 years, or 13 blasts from the past that I would remake, projects from the past. What do you guys think you would like to see? drop those in the comment because I want to know what you might like to see. And that might influence what series I decide to do because I'm trying to make my plan in the next week so I can be ready in August to share that series with you. So Lisa says 13 favorites from the past. I like that because there are some projects that I really love. And I might not have the project still, but I probably have a picture of it. So I could pull a picture up on the screen to show you guys and then show you, redo it in today. Parker's always looking for fun folds. Kim says blast from the past. Amanda says past favorite projects. So it's kind of funny. A couple of my favorite projects are not even cute, but I loved them because they kind of signify when I started making cards. So when I was thinking about that today, I thought about a couple cards. Like there were a couple things that immediately came to my memory, that I thought would be fun. So, okay. Thanks for the input. If you're watching the replay, I'd love for you to still drop them in the chat so I know what your thoughts are as I try to make that decision. A couple little updates. Today is the last day to register for my July card class featuring the Just a Note bundle. I think the Just a Note bundle was not available. I don't know if it came back in. And I don't have the projects handy to show you. I should. I'm being a bad demonstrator. But you make 8 projects, 2 of 4 designs with the Just a Note bundle. Maybe you already have it because it's super cute. And you will need it if you are not coming to my in-person studio class. You would need the bundle. There's Julie again. So you will need the bundle unless you come to my studio for the class, which is on the 26th of July. That's in 2 Saturdays, a week and a half, a little over a week and a half. So today is the last day to sign up for that, to have it shipped to you or to come to my studio. I've posted the links below for next month's Coffee and Cards, which is August 9th, Saturday, August 9th. We had a great time at Coffee and Cards this past Saturday. And then also, although the time has gone to be able to order the kit for this craft along next week for my Christmas in July craft along, I still hope that you'll tune in and watch the live videos. So I'll be going live every day next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this is going to be a challenge for me. I'm not going to lie. I've never gone live in 6 days, but I am looking forward to it for 6 days in a row. So Monday through Friday, I'm going live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Saturday, it will be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so each day I will be doing 2 projects from the craft along that I partnered with 5 other awesome demonstrators to bring you guys some really cool projects. So yeah, that is going on, and I hope you will still tune in, and I'll have a special or an ordering special next week so that if you did not purchase sorry, I need to not look at comments because it gets me distracted. I used to just say I don't look at comments, but I've gotten a little more comfortable over the last couple of years where I can read, but then sometimes they distract me. So anyway, back to that. I will have an ordering special next week where you can get the tutorials for free. So the tutorials are available for purchase, or you can be able to get the tutorials with an order next week. So that'll be super fun. Okay, how about we do some crafting? There's all the information in the video description with links and stuff, so you should be able to see that. And if you're not already following or subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to follow me and make sure that on YouTube that you click that little bell so you get notifications when I go live. Chanda and Karen say, hey, Julie. Okay, so let me flip the camera down. Let's see, I didn't have it really well set up when I started. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm going to start with this card. Okay, I have, like I said, 3 cards. And now I'm going to tell you, it's a possibility that I'm going to use a stamp set that is currently unavailable. Right now, there's always things that are coming and going in our availability. But if you love something, and let's say that I'm using this Charming Day, and this was out of stock the other day, and you love it, you just need to go to the website and log into your customer account and go to the Charming Day bundle or stamp set. And there's an option for you to put in your email address so that you can be notified as soon as it's in stock. And it's pretty instant. Like as soon as it's received and it's in the warehouse in their digital system, it'll send you an email that says, hey, your item that you were looking for is now in stock. Click here to add it to your cart. So it's really super. So I didn't check today to see if this is back in stock. This just came out July 1st, the Charming Day bundle. And I know, like, who needs more flowers, right? Stampin' Up! Always has flowers because they do flowers really well. And I just loved these. They look kind of like hand-drawn line art flowers. So we are going to use that today. And there's also gorgeous paper. I'm going to let you guys help me choose which paper I'm going to use. So A here is kind of the roses, and B are more of like little posy type flowers. So I know you have no idea what card I'm going to make, but tell me, would you like to see me use A with the roses or B with the little posy type flowers? And just drop those in the comments. A or B? A for roses, B for posies. And there's a little bit of delay, so I'm going to get my inks set up, or my Stampin' inks set up while I'm waiting for the delay. All right, B. We got a couple B's for the posies. Hi, Sherry. B. Okay. Oh, I guess it's going to be B because I have 4 B's. Oh, and A. Bonnie Zineman says A. A. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, well, we have 5 right now. 5 of these B's and 3 A's. I tell you what, I'm going to make it in B because we have the most, but luckily for you, I made my sample in A, so you're going to be able to see it anyway. Tricky. Okay. So remember, I will send out this tutorial in email tomorrow to anyone who's on my email list. So make sure that you're subscribed. If you're not, the link is down below in the video description. But this is a 3x3 piece, and I'm going to cut it in 1-inch pieces. Now I have handy here my little retired Stampin' Up! Little chopper trimmer, which I love. And I am just going to cut it into 3 1-inch pieces. Make sure. Little, might have been slightly bigger than 3 inches. This is the best little trimmer for getting little slivers cut. Okay. Put that back in its home. All right, so we have our 3, and I just want to make sure that I keep them. Got to put the puzzle back together in order of how they were. Okay, that goes there. That goes there. Okay, so that I want them in order of how. So there's how the pattern was. Okay, so I have in here, I have a card base. This is Petal Pink. It is a standard card base. And I have a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock that we are going to adhere. But first, I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this. So what's great about this layout is that this is just 3 by 3, and you could make so many cards out of your pretty patterned paper with this design. I'm using the same pattern, but you could totally do like 3 1-inch strips that are coordinating or look like maybe the same color or patterns that go really well together. So there is my happy birthday from the Charming Day. If you have never shared one of my videos or my channel with friends, I live on word of mouth. So I would love it if you would share it with your friends who you might think might enjoy what we're doing here. Okay, so I have these 3 pieces. I'm just going to kind of lay this out first to just kind of get it in place. I'm going to put 2 at the top. I'm going to put 1 at the bottom, and then the happy birthday is going to go right in the middle. So that is going to be kind of like the focal point. Now I am going to kind of look and kind of make sure there's like enough space for everything. And then I'm going to start by adhering the top 2 first. And usually I would use liquid glue for this so that you have the wiggle room. But I'm just feeling a little dangerous tonight. Feeling a little dangerous. So I'm just using my Seal Plus. Layering these on. And then we're going to put these on. If I can work my adhesive right tonight. All right. So this would be so fun with so many pattern papers. And I am keeping it simple without any die cuts or anything, but you could totally do this layout and bump a sentiment over to the right and then put a little die cut here. I'm going to put a bow on here once I get it on my card. So I'm going to add this with some dimensionals. And then we're going to use some of the new Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon. It's from our online exclusives. And could you make this card fancier? Sure. Could you add another layer? But sometimes you just need something quick and cute. And that's what this is. So this is the Mossy Meadow and Gold trim. And it's so pretty. See how shiny it is? So we're going to use it to make a bow. Okay. Scissors. Where are my scissors? Julie, can you hand me those scissors over there? I should have a pair over here, but I think they're out there. Oh, I have a pair over here. Here, you can have these. I know where all 3 of the pairs are. Here's the one that should be over here. It's still packed up from it's still in my bin from Louisiana. from my trip. Okay, so I have this, and we're going to add this with a mini glue dot. Right there. And then we need some gems. So I have the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. So there are 3 colors. I have them split apart because I separated them for my class on Saturday. So you get these 3 colors. The Petal Pink, Berry Burst, and I think Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, something like that. So we're going to use some of the Petal Pink ones. And that's what I need. We're going to give it some sparkle. Okay. And I'm not liking this bow here. That's better. So there is just a simple card. I'm not even putting a layer on the inside. You totally can, but I just wanted to give you this kind of fun layout idea, and it's got a little bit of sparkle. Yeah, Chanda, it's great for your leftovers as well. So here is the version with that pretty rose paper. So you can see how pretty that is. I do love this pattern. So this is the, let's see, what's it called? This is the Floral Charm 12 by 12 DSP. So I have some random pieces and parts here just to show you, and I'm going to use another piece of it here on another one of our cards, but it's got some deep Blackberry Bliss and some gorgeous florals. Both the front and the B sides are really pretty. I'll show you these other patterns. I do like that kind of viney look. That might be my favorite pattern though. There's that viney look again. Here's that kind of, this is kind of gator colors, guys. It's like orange and blue. So if you need something kind of unique that says orange and blue but doesn't scream it, that's a perfect one. And there's that pattern that's on the card. And they have watercolor kind of washy patterns on the back. Let's put this back in its home. Okay. So there is that, as Bonnie says, simple but very nice card. Great way to use up all your scraps and pattern papers for sure. All right, let's move on to card number 2. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to do my other Charming Day one last because it might be my favorite. All right. I have another pattern choice for you guys. So this is the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. So my question is, A dots, B plaid. Which would you like to see? A card with the dotty pattern or the plaid pattern? And we will use your selection. Yes, we will. Okay. I set my cards. There's some cards. So Lisa says A for the dotty. Stacy says B. Hi, Stacy. Amanda says B. Parker B. Louise says A. A. Okay. Well, the odds are in everyone's favor. We got lots of A's, so I'm going to do A, but the good news is my sample has B, so you're going to get to see it anyway. Look at that. I aim to please everyone. Okay, I'm in a silly mood tonight. So here is my card base, another standard card base. And this is a great layout for when you want to use more of your paper. So maybe you're not trying to use your scraps or just a 3x3 or get a whole bunch out. You want to use big pieces because we're going to use a whole mat on a card. Now, the great thing about this pack of paper is you get like, there's 3 sheets patterns, or there's 6 patterns on 3 double-sided sheets, and you get 4 of each. So this, you get this one, which has this really pretty watercolor wash on it. You get this floral one that has these stripes, kind of like watercolor lines and detail. And then this one, which has the plaid or the buffalo check, and then these kind of stars. So you can make a lot of similar cards with this pack of paper. So we're going to start out by just adding this to our card base. Oh, got that a little crooked. It's okay. It's okay. Now I have a mat of Lost Lagoon here that we're going to mat this paper on, but first I need to punch out with the label Me Lovely. Isn't that what this is called? Oh, hi, Maple. We have a cat visit again. It's what happens when I don't shut the door. Okay, so I'm going to save this for my sentiment, and I am going to adhere this to my layer here. So Maple really loves to be as close to me as possible. I don't know if you have a cat like this. I don't know if anyone has a cat like this unless you have this cat breed. She is like a Velcro cat times 10. And she likes to get inside my clothes, like literally in my shirt, and like sit on my stomach, like when I'm laying on the couch or something. She wants to be like inside me. If she could get inside my body, she would. Of course, I don't let her do that, but she really just loves to be close to me. And so I have a dress on today, and she really likes to get underneath dresses and baggy shirts. And so she's been scratching at me tonight to get inside my shirt. Silly girl. All right. Bye, Julie. So I have my Lost Lagoon ink. We're just going to let her sit over there. She's a good girl. She can sit there. And I'm using the fancy borders on this. Sent with Love is the sentiment I'm using on the front. I love this sentiment. Looks like needs to be cleaned a little bit. Let's just clean it off real quick. Maple is the best, Debbie. She's the sweetest. I always wanted a clingy cat, and let me tell you, I got it with Maple. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp our sentiment, Sent with Love, on the piece that I punched out of that mat. Isn't that just a pretty font and sentiment? I love the mixed fonts, and it just stamps so good. All right, so now we are going to prop this up on dimensionals here on our card base. And then we've got some ribbon to add to our sentiment. Okay. We're going to put that in the middle. And now I have this twine. It's like a silky twine. I can't even remember what it's called. It's linen thread satin trim, I think is what it's called. And I am going to simply add some adhesive to the back of my sentiment. And I'm going to kind of make a faux bow. So I'm just going to make some loops here like I am having a bow stick out from each side. So I'm making like a figure 8 and sticking it down. I need to make it a little shorter, it looks like. Ribbon's not long enough. My fingers keep sticking to the stuff. Okay, that's good. All right, I'll trim the one side shorter. So you see it just gives it, you don't have to tie a bow, it's just stuck to that. And then you'll add your dimensionals, whoops, right around it. I'll just give it another one just for good measure. Okay, add that there. And then I'm going to just take and trim off this one a little shorter. All right, so we need some gems, always some bling. So these low profile dots, these gold ones I really like here. They just pull out the kind of gold here. All right, so that's for the front of the card. We are going to add a layer on the inside. We're going to take and adhere this piece to the bottom here. I'm actually going to stamp. Oh, that is crooked. What is going on? See if I can straighten it. Okay, that's better. So now I'm going to use the Just Because sentiment and this cute little heart on the inside. Just going to stick these on the same block for now. Easy enough to see. So let's see, on the plaid, it was light enough. I stamped right on here. I'm going to hope that this is still light enough. Not the best. So I'm going to say I wouldn't recommend doing it with that color. But I'll show you on the other one. I would probably do it up here on the card. You can see that heart really well, but just not the Just Because as well. But I'll show you the difference on the other one. I'm still going to leave it that way. Add this to the inside. So there's that card. And here it is with the buffalo plaid or the check one. And you can see here, you can see that much better because it's stamped on the lighter pattern. But both cute cards. I like this paper very much. It's called Everyday Happiness. Which one do you like better, the dots or the plaid? Which one? Which one? Clean up my mess here real quick. Sherry says she likes them both. They do. Both patterns look good. Debbie says both, but she likes the plaid. Both. Yeah. So you've got some options here with this. I do love plaid too, Debbie. I do. Okay. Put those up. Karen likes the dots. That's the fun thing about having all these beautiful patterns is we can choose the ones that make our hearts happy, right? All right. That is card number 2. Let's move on to card number 3. Oh, now hopefully you're going to, oh, you might have seen my little sneak peek there. I'm not going to give you an option on this one because I'm using this pattern because I love it. I love it. So this is another one of those pretty layouts that works really well when you have some kind of stamp set that has a big image. So we're going to use this nice, big, gorgeous flower from the Charming Day. And this paper comes from the coordinating paper pack. Oh, but I do need sentiments out of here too. We're going to use 2 sentiments. So I got those ready. All right. So let's get this out of the way. Basic beige is becoming one of my favorite card-based colors lately. I used to love Sahara Sand when we had Sahara Sand. And then that retired, and then we got basic beige. So outside of white, I feel like this is my second favorite color. We are going to add this layer. Well, I'm going to do some stamping first. Before we do that, let's just do some stamping first. We are going to stamp the big, beautiful flower using Berry Burst. Got it inked up really well. We're going to stamp it like that. You get a good press since it's kind of a big stamp. Look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. Also going to add a sentiment stamp up here. It says, "Thanks for being you." And then I have this strip here that we are going to stamp the sentiment that says, "You made my day." I can't believe I got that straight on the first try. The other day when I made this card, I had to stamp it like 4 times. I'm like, what is going on here? And I was thinking, they're going to kill me at class because they can't stamp on this little strip, but it was fine. And this was one of the favorite cards at my class on Saturday. Let's see, we're all done with the ink, so we'll close that up. All right, so we've done all of our stamping. Let's do some assembly. We are going to take first and add this beautiful piece of pattern paper. I love this pattern because there are like, you've got Pretty Peacock in here, you have Blackberry Bliss, Berry Burst, you've got some shaded spruce in here, or maybe garden green. maybe garden green. Anyway, lots of options, lots of pretty options that you could pair this paper with. Oh, Karen, I remember that paper. It was called Natural or something like that. It was like a similar color to this, but it had little flecks in it, and I had some for the longest time. I know exactly what paper you're talking about, and I loved it. Okay, got a little bit to trim off the bottom here. It's a little bit longer. Okay. And I'm going to add this to our card base. I feel like I'm getting close to the end of my seal. It's going to go right in the middle. And then we are going to take and pop this up on dimensionals right here on the center. Okay. It's going to go right there. And then this is going to go over here, but I'm going to trim this kind of at an angle. I want it to kind of go the full length. Just going to eye it. Do similar angle over here. And pop this up right over the flowers. So Karen, as a demonstrator, you can go in and put in your own suggestions there on the demonstrator website. So I would do that. Oh, the card with the flower. This is basic beige card base, but I'm using Berry Burst ink on there. Okay. And I need a little linen bow, and I already had one tied from something else. Who knows? Who knows where it came from, but I saw it sitting there. I'm like, oh, I don't even have to tie one. I already got one. And let's see, where do I want that? I'm just going to take, because that linen thread is so tiny, I'm just going to kind of roll up a glue dot. Okay, there we go. And leave all those unruly tails. And then we need some embellishments. So I'm going back to these charming shimmer faceted dots because these Berry Burst ones are perfect. I'm all wonky here though. I need to fix that. Can't be having wonky gems. That's better. Oh, it's not going to stick now because I cut it apart. I'm paying the price for cutting it apart. These shimmer gems are so pretty. So, so pretty. They might be like my favorite gems right now. So there is that card. Let me show you what it kind of more monochromatic. I mean, this is monochromatic-ish because your pattern paper, though, is multiple colors, so not so much. But here is a version with navy blue and those blue gems. So you can kind of see the difference of like more of a solid. This is the B side, and then this is that beautiful pattern. Do you like the multicolored panel or the solid? Which one do you like the best? I really like this piece of paper. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. But I like them both for different reasons. So some people love the solid, some people like them both. Yeah. So we had at our class this weekend, we had this navy blue. There was also this pattern. That's where that pretty paper came from. And I was doing them all monochromatic, but then some of the people at class turned it over and I'm like, that's really pretty. And then I had some of the orange as well. I agree, Sherry, that the monochromatic pops a little bit more. And that's what my husband would say. He likes things that pop. He likes contrast. He also likes feta cheese on his pizza because it pops. So the things you'll learn about David and I and our kitties on Tuesday Night Live. So let me show you the cards again that we made tonight real quick in case some of you missed it from the beginning. We started out with this cute card featuring some really pretty paper where you can use just a 3x3 square to create. And now you can also use the B sides when you have a more muted pattern on the back. You can just cut a strip of the B side and put here. I used cardstock, but you could do either or. So many options there. And then we made this one with the everyday happiness, which this pattern here is like one of my favorites. I'm a teal girl. I'm like team teal, you know. I'm team pink, but I'm also team teal. I'm team pink and teal. And then the last one here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Tuesday Night Live. Let's see. Oh, with any order this week of $60 or more, online order, you will receive a mystery Christmas in July sampler pack from me. Oh, Karen says it's her favorite pattern from the set right there. So if you place an online order with me by next Monday, then you will get a sampler pack from me. And then starting on Monday is the Christmas in July craft along. So the craft along packets have already gone out. So if you ordered one, it's in the mail, and I think most of them are delivering by Friday. So I'm excited for this new event style for me, and I hope those of you that ordered the craft along packet are super excited to receive it and see the little special surprises inside. A lot of love went into packaging it and making it fun and fun for Christmas. So I'm looking forward to doing another one of these events in the future. So I hope you guys will join me every day next week for 6 days in a row to watch live or watch the replays, because I'm really excited to have this Christmas in July. So thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Make sure if you want the tutorials, the uh, printed tutorials with color photos, step-by-step instructions or measurements. The instructions are right here on the video. So it's measurements, supply list, and photos of these projects. Make sure that you're on my email list. Just looking at the comments. Oh yeah, Sherry, you're getting the packet. I know. I was excited to ship you yours. You're welcome, Parker. I enjoy sharing creativity. It's one of the things that makes my heart happy. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you guys later. Have a great night. Bye.